They say love is blind. What other emotions have disabilities? Anger is deaf, you can't listen to reason. Depression is mute. NBSP, edit, for everyone saying depression isn't an emotion, some of them surprisingly rudely. Depression noun 1. Feelings of severe despondency and dejection. Pride is tasteless. Arousal has extremely poor impulse control. No brain. I will not duck that. Hey come on, it kinda looks like a vagina. I won't tell anyone, I swear, tells everyone later. Proceeds to duck an ant hole. Make it a fire ant hole and you have a deal. Tickle tickle, I'm inside your pickle. Lust has Alzheimer's. Justice is also blind. But she can smell your fear. Justice may be blind, but she listens to the better lawyer. Ike about that, a good lawyer knows the law, but a great lawyer knows the judge. My friend's mom was a judge and every man in the court knew her, even me. In the biblical sense, or? I knew her in the biblical sense, in that I didn't believe a ducking word she said. Anthony Jeselnik. Hunger has Tourette syndrome. Fear is dyslexic and bored has ADHD. Why is fear dyslexic? You can't read the situation properly. Ooh, das clever. Love is blind. Hatred is obsessive compulsive. Excitement has restless leg syndrome. Boredom is numb. Arousal is an egregious lightweight. Impatience also has restless leg syndrome. Skepticism pretends to have restless leg syndrome, but everyone knows it's faking. Enthusiasm has ADHD. Sadness is allergic to peanuts. Panic has asthma. Fear is incontinent. Sadness is allergic to peanuts. What? You can try to avoid the allergen, but eventually it sneaks up on you and swells up in your throat until you can't duck and breathe. Not me, eel slap a peanut. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Jealousy is death. It's your own psyche that goes haywire, and nothing anyone will try to explain you make your fragile ego any more satisfied, and will interpret every attempt to rationalize your own biased emotions as part of the plan to get you distracted from what the jealousy has convinced you of. The scariest thing with a jealous person spouse is that they will be convinced their intuition is on par because they will argue their case with such much thought put into it that they simply won't believe you no matter what you tell them. I always told the truth, but every time my GF felt jealous, she'd make some mental gymnastics to validate her own suspicion. Incredibly exhausting to deal with and really frustrating when she obviously won't believe you no matter how truthful you are or what you do. I have never even been close to anything that can be remotely considered as cheating, yet I was interrogated at least daily. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Edit, really assumed I would get like 5 upvoted, but thanks for silver smile. I take number 44. 2 number 9s. A number 9 #large. A number 6 with extra dip. A number 7. 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese. And a large soda. Passion leads to strength, strength leads to power, power leads to victory, and through victory your chains are broken. So passion breaks stuff. Why you recited the code of the Sith from Legends. Why you recited the code of the Sith from Legends. Fifi. Anxiety is bedridden, you can't move. My anxiety can't stop moving. Restless leg syndrome, I guess. In some cases, lust has carpal tunnel. I feel personally attacked. Not technically an emotion, but narcissism is definitely deaf. Sometimes blind too, tbh. But we all wish they were mute though. Fear is paralyzing. Misery loves company, and I have social anxiety. Depression is paraplegic. Tries to stop you from walking forward. Bliss is ignorant. Rage. Anger is one thing, heck, anger is healthy. Rage is not. Anger is deaf and blind. Anxiety won't shut the hell up. Envy is tasteless. Confusion is pineapples. Grief is paralyzed and antisocial. Hatred is senseless. Not so much a slipped past the radar, but a faulty radar setting. I never seem to understand the fine line between being understanding and being a doormat. Doom is eternal. Fear is nausea. Depression is crippling. Rage is blind as well as dumb. Boredom is lame. Envy is colorblind. Confidence is severely nearsighted. Horniness has Tourette's, you exclaim sentences you really shouldn't. Pretty sure all emotions have their pitfalls. Ferments why meditating was so rewarding. A bit of quiet and contentment. Chronic pain is an amputee. Mad is also blind. Racism is a sign of being molested by a relative. Rage is blind too. Jealousy makes you sick. Green, even. What is love? Depression is very, very, very heavy. Like Crush the Motorized Scooter, TLC has a show about you being forklifted out of bed heavy. Jealousy is blind, you can't see what good you have in your life. Anxiety is crippling. Boners don't have empathy. Depression is crippled. Gluttony is diabetic. Anger, because when you cross your trigger point the worst of things seem right to you. Anger is deaf. Lust has no sense of smell. Hashtag justice is blind. Optimism is stupid. Grief has depression. Happiness is contagious. Reason is treason. Hunger is tasteless. The hammer of justice is unisex. Trauma is paralyzed, you can't move on. Greed is an addiction. Depression is crippling. Curiosity can be lethal. Many a feline has allegedly succumbed to it. Love is an alcoholic. Trust is also blind. Hesitation is defeat. My mom's love is deaf, especially at my piano recitals. Thanks, Mom. Fear paralyzes you. Anger is entitled. I suppose you're looking for something sickeningly funny? Loneliness is intelligent. Pride is micropenis syndrome. Ignorance is bliss. Hunger has an eating disorder. Ignorance is bliss. Smell. I've always said love is blinding. Because you can see fine in the beginning, then the love bug creeps up and bites you and suddenly, you can't see a thing but that person. Even worse, sometimes, you can't even see that person for who they truly are. Arrogance is clearly deaf. Fear is crippled. You can't work in fear. Love is blind but marriage sees 20/20. Arrogance has no legs to stand on. Sadness has insomnia. Sex is exhausting. Anxiety and depression. Having anxiety and depression is like being scared and tired at the same time. It's the fear of failure, but no urge to be productive. It's wanting friends, but hate socializing. It's wanting to be alone, but not wanting to be lonely. It's feeling everything at once then feeling paralyzingly numb. Depression is depressed. Rage is both blind and deaf but sane, unlike wrath. My antipsychotics made my knees hurt. Somebody must have said that a hard cock has no brains by now, guess emotion would be lust. Memories see what you want to believe. Happiness have schizophrenia because it doesn't ducking exist. Sadness has erectile dysfunction. Sadness doesn't give a shit how well things are going for you, sometimes.